cutting edge guests, awesome, uncensored, jaw-dropping information, plus funny memes, good deeds, and loads of laughter. Kind of have it all. Ladies and gentlemen, if your soul's awake, then welcome, because you're in the right place. And thanks very much for everybody sticking on once again. And back to the show, we have the lovely Patty Greer outside of Boulder, Colorado, and Chris Burres from the C60 Evo Connection. And I got to tell you guys, just as we start off, a friend of ours, Amy's, good friend and colleague, a healthcare hero, red-pilled, and a pureblood, ordered this for her husband because she heard how it can turn gray hairs back to black. And I know Mel is watching right now because I let her know we're going to do this show. She gave me the thumbs up. She's like, they can both see it. And her husband is not so much awake, right, from natural products as well as what's going on in the world. And so they can both see this massive change already in his gray hairs. And you guys have this all about pets. And I just spent I had 3 friends over the last weekend who all have pet issues. One of them with the dog eating the crap stuff from the big box stores, and another one with cancer showing up. And you know, when we look back in DNA, like, this is not natural for pets to get cancer, and it's just off the charts. My ex-wife had to put down her lab she grew up with because of tumors. You know, this beautiful lab named Tramp for multiple tumors, and we know that they're just buying the stuff from big box stores, and there's poison in our water, food supply, as well as pets. And you guys have some amazing products. I'm excited because pets are family, folks. And here, I'm going to say it potentially could help save pets. At least it's going to make them a lot healthier in my perspective. Chris, Patty, take it away. And thank you for coming back on the show. It's an honor.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's good to be here. And I know you don't have pets, so it's very kind of you to feature a pet product, both of them we have for cats, for dogs, for your friends that you know are dealing with agony. You know, losing a family member is a pet or a husband or a wife. Chris is holding up 2 bottles of our best-selling product, which is the C60 Evo organic olive oil. And we put a little dog flavor in, which is bacon, natural.
Oh, wow, nice.
That one, we do salmon. So the kitties ask for it, and they absolutely love it on their food. The results we are seeing are as good as human results, and pets don't lie, which Chris likes to talk about because he has pets.
Yeah, let's hear
it. One of my favorite testimonials, and this is just kind of across the board for so many different reasons. One of them is built into this testimonial, is the worst testimonial for a supplement in history. So let me share this story. One of our larger distributors here in Houston originally ordered the product for her dog. She actually had no intent to take it. And she noticed such a profound difference in her dog, which of course just means healthier, running around more, friskier, or whatever you want to describe, that she noticed that big difference in her dog. She has a Shih Tzu. And so she decided to start taking it. The first thing that I think is really important about this story, and this, I know Patty's going to share some, is that there's no placebo effect with dogs or cats. They're, you know, they're not tricking themselves. They're not going, oh, I got my dropper of oil this morning, and so today I'm going to run up the stairs faster, or I'm going to be more lively or more energetic and chase the ball more. No, they either feel it or they don't. So it's one key piece of a pet testimonial. And then this distributor went on, and it's interesting because I did a video with her, in 3 months, she said to me in the video, hey, if you had asked me 3 months into taking this product on a regular basis, and I actually do need to take mine, I haven't, I'll jump into it when Patty starts talking. If you had asked me if I noticed anything, I would have just said no. I would have said, no, I haven't really noticed anything, except I stopped. I took stock of my life, and I realized I'm waking up earlier. I was never a morning person. I'm working a little bit later. And this is arguably the worst testimonial about a supplement ever. I cleaned my garage. Now,
motivation has gone up. Motivation. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So for all those out there who need to clean their garage, this is the product for you.
Or closet.
So it's funny, but that does actually mean something. There's a reason you haven't tackled that chore around the house, whether it's just pure energy, right? And one of our most consistent testimonials is people take it in the morning, they report mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. If you put all that together, you're like, well, now the garage is clean. You've got more mental focus and more energy.
Yeah.
And then there's also the other side, and this comes up kind of regularly, which is just whatever the emotional baggage is about cleaning your garage or tackling that chore around the house. We just have a lot of testimonials about improving our kind of psychological position so that we can handle things and we can get things accomplished. And so I like that because it's both a pet testimonial and again, she went on to become one of our largest distributors. So it's somebody who obviously understands how well the product is working for her in her life.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm going to read dog testimonials that we received from people that bought the product, because the results that I'm seeing, and the funniest thing is the level of, how do I say this politely? The dogs are horny again.
Right.
Like I'm hearing that word from people about their pets, old dogs. All of a sudden they're getting those young tricks back. So here's the first one, C60 Evo, clearing up my rescue dog's chronic ear infection. Put drops right in her ear and on her food. She's blossoming into a happy girl.
Oh, the ear and the food.
That was from SH120. Then David's Dog Spa wrote, this product has given extended life to my dog. The results were immediately noticeable. Highly recommended. And then Colleen wrote, me and my dogs have been on C60 Evo for more than a year now. I can barely keep my eyes open past 11. I fall asleep so easily. And, you know, these are people and these are dogs. Where's the great one? How did I forget the other one? This other lady writes, my little Pomeranian was so bored it would just sit in the corner, and now she's my happy, horny Pomeranian again. So that was, I don't know why it got lost on my little list, but somebody else said that their 14-year-old dog was lethargic for months and months. And so they bought a younger dog and it still didn't get up and play. So they put her on the C60 Evo with the bacon essence. And this is mine, not a dog's. And he said that the dog started humping again after 10 years. Like it's been laying around and all of a sudden it's all over the little dog. So what we're having is a return to life, a real true anti-aging with pets, and they don't lie. So here we have offers where you can buy it for you and your dog, or you and your cat. It's a 4-ounce bottle for you, a 3-ounce bottle for your pet. And that'll last longer than your 4-ounce bottle because you just put drops in their food, whereas you take a teaspoon or a tablespoon. In my case, I go hardcore because I really love the energy and I'm sleeping so much better, and your pets will also. So if you choose to buy yourself a bigger bottle than the 4-ounce, then get yourself a just a single bottle for your pet and then a bigger bottle for you. We also have the dog and cat. It's called the Pet Lover Set, which is one for the dog, one for the cat.
Nice.
And then you buy yourself a 16 or 32-ounce bottle and knock yourself out for the holidays. Just keep yourself so healthy and energized, and your pets too.
And I have, 4 times already this year, I've been a pet sitter. So while in my adult life, I don't have pets because of my nomadic lifestyle and traveling, I don't feel it was right for me to have dogs, but I do from time to time volunteer with domestically abused horses with Reiki and some of these certified energetic equine workshops I've been through.
Wow.
And so 4 times this year, I was a pet sitter, 3 times for a dog and 4 times for a cat. And, neighbors going out of town and whatnot and friends, so which is great. But the food that they were giving these animals, I mean, the dog, because it would get really hungry, then it would finally eat its food. The cat would barely touch its food. And whenever it ate, you start seeing weeping tears, and it would, walk around sneezing, and it would have weeping tears from its eyes. It's a smush face cat. And so I feel, and I pick up energetically from this food that these animals are having allergic reactions. And I don't want to speak too much more because I'm definitely going to be sending this to many, many, many friends, as well as folks in the equine community, which is really, really important, right? If you're going out there and you're getting a vet to look at your animal, what's the average vet bill these days? I don't know. It's got to be
Huge.
$150, $250 easily just to get looked at. And then as a result of that, prescribing medications. I have another friend of mine, they have a young Pomeranian, and it's not only is it going through acupuncture therapy, it's got all these medications. So they're spending a small fortune every month to try to enforce and elongate the lifespan of this animal that's part of their family, been around for so long. And you guys were able to expand the lifespan of mice by 90% with the ESS60 oil, right? And for those, our channel's grown at least 300% since we were last on. So would you guys mind just jumping back into that right now? And if folks are bought in, you already know about this amazing product, you can go to c60evo.com/soul. It's right there on the screen. It can take you right down to the pet lover sets. But I think we should talk a little bit more about the science in this all natural nutrition, which is 170 times more powerful than vitamin C, and what you guys have been able to do, and why mice are living 90% longer, and then how that could attribute to our pets.
Yeah. Well, I think we just roll back to the original discovery of the molecule. So if you're watching, I'm holding up a molecule, a model of a molecule. If you're listening, just imagine a soccer ball where the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. So you have a spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. This molecule was discovered in 1985 at Rice University here in Houston, and the 3 scientists who discovered it went on to win the Nobel Prize for the discovery because this molecule is amazing.
Amazing.
It makes better inks, better tires, better batteries, better photocells, and sometimes people start getting nervous at this point about talking about a supplement that is good in ink, battery, tires, and photocells.
Right.
Well, first the story's going to get a little bit scarier. They actually thought the molecule would be toxic, so they put it in a toxicity study. Now the story gets a lot better. Instead of being toxic, the test subjects that they gave it to, really Wistar rats, lived 90% longer than the control group.
Wow.
So that's the single longest longevity experimental result on mammals in history. And
Wow.
I'm going to add to that, one of the results of that study were that there were no tumors in the test subjects that were given the C60 Evo formula. So usually a Wistar rat lives about 32 months. And it has a known amount of tumors, right? The longer it lives, the more tumor mass it has in its body. Despite the fact that the C60 Evo rats lived out to 62 months, again, 90% longer, none of them had any tumors, right? And you mentioned tumors in kind of the opening segment.
Correct.
So that's a huge important feature. Now, I want to be very clear because you also mentioned cancer, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, no tumors, that means no cancer and no cancer cure." And the response to that is no. That's not what we're saying. That's not even what this indicates. Although I'm going to change the subject, but I want to be very clear about this. There's a huge difference between dealing with a cancer that has metastasized or being a cancer preventative. We know things as simple as good nutrition, good sleep, good exercise are actually cancer preventatives. So this doesn't even lead down that path because tumors don't necessarily have to be cancerous. And so this is just indicating, hey, has the possibility to be a good tumor preventer, right? That's very clear from that particular study. Now, having said that, because that's where the science is, there are also patents related to this molecule. We call it ESS60 if you're going to consume it, used as cancer treatments for pets. So there's an organization out there that focuses on pets. They focused on a cancer protocol, and that cancer protocol included the ESS60 molecule. So it is certainly within the realm of possibility, but there is no study right now that kind of confirms that has a positive impact specifically on cancer. And then just real quick, a lot of people will say, hey, these rats live 90% longer. Why did they live longer? You already mentioned 172 times more powerful as a antioxidant, because typically scientists think of aging as an oxidation and an inflammation process.
Right.
So yes, we tick the box of an antioxidant. And then with inflammation, what we can share with you is that our product is good for inflammation, at least as it's related to exercise inflammation, right? So we've all had a tough workout. maybe just walked longer than normal and felt that kind of inflammation the following day in our joints. The FDA allows us to say that we address that. It does not allow us to say that we address any other type of inflammation. We just need more research so that we can put that out there with some scientific backing.
And speaking of scientific backing, Chris, for those who are new to the show, the channel, would you just mind referencing your background and why it's call you a scientist?
Yeah, so my degree's in mechanical engineering, and the reason that I was brought into this original project, really the laboratory that's been manufacturing this molecule, we're actually the oldest company that still exists to manufacture carbon nanomaterials. One company beat us, and we started back in 1991. One company beat us, but they didn't make it outside of 9 months, so they closed. They didn't operate their business well enough to maintain. So we've actually been manufacturing, distributing, and delivering carbon nanomaterials to research institutions around the world since 1991. My business partner and I built the equipment to actually manufacture this. And I like to point out, yes, we do have a reactor, and that reactor manufactures this ESS60 molecule. But if you collect the soot, this is, first off, it's a naturally occurring molecule. So if you collect the soot off of a candle flame, and typically you just do that by with a cold plate of steel over the candle flame, and you'll collect that black soot right there on that steel plate. If you look at that, that'll have parts per million, parts per billion of this ESS60 molecule. That's actually obviously a pretty low quantity, and so you need to manufacture it. What's important to know, I think we all have this understanding that a synthetic hormone might not be the same as a hormone that is naturally occurring in our bodies, right? We just have this feeling. That's why it's described as a synthetic hormone. Whether you manufacture this ball, this ESS60 molecule, or you collect it from the soot of a candle, or you collect it from space, it's already been found to be tons of it out in space. It is the same molecule. There's no difference. It's exactly 60 carbon atoms. There's double bonds. There's single carbon bonds. Whether it's naturally occurring or whether it's made in a reactor, this molecule, there is no other way to make it. It's just 60 carbon atoms in the shape of a soccer ball.
And no wonder
we've been manufacturing that since '91.
That's amazing, and thank you. No wonder they're trying to talk about reducing our carbon footprint, but we are a carbon being with crystalline structures inside. And so we're literally, to me, I read this as giving yourself some of the most optimal nutrition available to help accelerate your processes and make you look younger. And we've already had multiple people, friends that we know and whom I just shared with Mel and her husband, what they've just seen in less than 2 weeks from ordering and using. And these are in the tab format. So everybody, as Chris you saw him take it. I've got mine is in, the tab format because it's just easier for traveling. All right. Yeah. So having that form. And then with the animals, I know you've got some more stuff to say here, Patty, about the animals, right? I mean, where you live in Boulder, Colorado, it's major horse country. I used to live there. I had business and staff there for about 4 years when I was married. So I'm very familiar with the area where you live. And we've got horse pastures everywhere. I'm just kind of thinking about how amazing it would be for vet techs as well, rather than prescribing pharmaceutical chemicals, unless it's really needed. Okay, I'm not saying going against this, but all of a sudden you've got something natural that could have amazing changes in a benevolent way in the behavior of the animal, as well as their nutrition and what they're intaking, right? And you're making them potentially less colicky. I don't know about that and going down this road, but I have worked on animals from all levels, doing Reiki and then working with people who put nutrition programs in place too. So I'd love to hear from you about that with the cats and the dogs and hedgehogs. My soul sister's got a hedgehog for her young boys, up north of you. So.
Wow, I haven't met anybody with a pet hedgehog. But right, I would say you'll probably want to do drops like the kitty gets.
Yeah.
Right before we started the show, I forwarded, Chris and I have another partner, Robert, that he mentioned. We just received another order from a doctor, and this relates to what we've been talking about. The saddest thing to a human, the last dog I had, my beautiful Irish setter,
Right.
died of cancer. And I had to sit there and pet her when the needle went in to put her to sleep. I haven't had another dog since because it was so heartbreaking. But the order we got right before I got on the air was another 3 dozen bottles of avocado oil, this time from a doctor who's got a 4th stage C disease clinic. I don't want to say the word. I'm not claiming we're curing anything. What I'm saying is he's ordered 2 dozen at a shot. And it wasn't that long ago. He just ordered 3 dozen today.
Yeah.
This says to me it's working.
Yeah.
And I called him last time because I said, how are you selling so much Evo? And he said it's 4th stage C protocol. We give it to them daily.
Wow.
So we, like Chris said, it's preventative. Like if we know that we live on Earth, we better be preventing. I'm looking outside at the airplane dropping big white trails, you know, not good for us.
Right.
And now in the area I'm in, they just dumped a bunch of Roundup on the hillside because the Boulder City Council was moody one day. And again, it's inconceivable stupidity that is going on, and we have to breathe it. My water, I just tested today. Oh my God. I called the city. I said, come on, you guys, draw the line. So we know that we're dealing with it. So we know our pets are dealing with it. If I take this every day, I'm going to give it to my pet if I have pets. But I think the only pets that run around this place in the woods is mice, but they're not allowed in the house. So I'm not feeding them. But the Evo has actually helped horses. Chris has a great horse story, so this might work for you. It's something you'll have to have in mind. And again, body weight, a much bigger, quantity would be needed.
Right.
And I recently just got myself a 32-ounce bottle. I didn't bring it. I should have thought of it, but I called the lab and I said, for numerous reasons, send me a 32 ounce. It's literally bigger than my head. Yeah. And then a 16 ounce, and we sell them. And now we're selling a ton of them because people are like, oh my God, I can get that much at a time. Yes, you can get that much at a time. But what if the delivery services stop or the mail stops? I'm stocking up. Here comes winter. I'm stocking up. So the pet products, if you don't have the pet products, but you've got your own extra virgin olive oil, you can give a few drops to your dog or your cat. And if they like it, and you start to see some benefits, you might order them a bottle, but best to order them their own because dogs will love the bacon flavor. Yes. Cats will love the salmon flavor. And I had some friends here, and I had a bottle or 2 from when we first opened of the cat formula with the salmon. And she said, oh, our dogs would really, and I said, all I have is the salmon. She goes, our dogs love salmon. So I gave her the cat formula, and she said the dogs loved it. She's got this really old dog, Bella, that can't get up the stairs. And she goes, you should see Bella today. Yep. So it doesn't take long. When you put the proper ingredients in your system that resonate with your soul energy, or as Michael Jaco says, the good vibes, exactly. Then the body's happy.
Yeah, exactly. And, you guys have all brought up great points. And I just want to point out a point you made about the water and about, the Monsanto Roundup that Boulder County Council dumped in the Front Range, which, there's a $360 million lawsuit that was awarded to a janitor who had 4th stage C. This is 3 years ago in 2019, because of the Roundup that he had to use, and it generated all this. And it's a class action suit, $360 million award. But this stuff is still going on. So your pets, your animals, our fur babies, they're walking around on 4 paws or 4 hoofs, right? Or
then they lick their feet.
Right. And then they're licking their feet and they're wiping it all over, and then they're drinking. Most people give their pets tap water, which still blows me away. But if you're still doing that, at least there's this great solution which could mitigate vet bills and could mitigate medication. And I'm saying could because I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, nor do I play one on TV. So I'm just sharing with you, when you harness the power of the sun, which is in this amazing carbon molecule, and we are carbon-based beings with crystalline structures, holy smokes, we've got so many people that I know personally with amazing effects for them at a personal level. And now this with their animals, because everybody I know has at least one animal. I can't name a friend of mine who doesn't have an animal. Let's just put it that way, as a pet. And it's so key and it's so simple and it's so remarkably beneficial for the animals, to bring it into their digestive tract. And yes, I had to put down a cat. We had cats when we were kids because of our travel schedule with my family. We ended up having 3 cats, but we had to put every one of them eventually went down. So potentially this could have extended their lifespan, 50, 90% and a lot more healthier, rather than them. When you hear your animal bawl, BAWL, in severe pain, and there's nothing you can do at that moment, like it's, I would only imagine it being like a child. You don't know how to care for them, right? And it just crushes you. So, having more life and having more playtime, maybe like you said, Patty, they're getting a little bit more friskier,
Oh, yeah.
but if it's doing it for the pets, we can likely see that as well for people in our life too, making it more friskier and recovering faster. Awesome. Go to c60evo.com/soul, folks. You'll see the C60 Evo pet lover sets. Of course, all the other products are there. They're great. You can go back to our recent interview about 3 weeks ago with Patty and Chris with regards to that. But, pets are so key, right? Especially with the kids. And I think there's such a traumatic impact on children when a pet passes away as well. So anything else you'd like to say here, or any other studies or, success stories come to mind?
Well,
I want to mention. Oh,
just real quick, Patty, I can add just kind of, it's humorous and anecdotal, but in that original study where the test subjects, again, Wistar rats, lived 90% longer, there was no notation that these rats were walking around with little rat walkers using little rat oxygen tanks, right? They lived healthy rat lives until the end of their life. And I think that's important. A lot of people don't look at old age as just being, oh, I lived another year. It often means being infirmed. And that is not the situation that these test subjects were in when they lived 90% longer.
Excellent point. They died happy and tumor free in that study. Wow. Amazing. Patty, you had something to add?
Yes, I wanted to say also that a lot of people have written us like the guy with the drops in the ear. Can I put them direct in the ear? Can I put them direct in the eye? We don't totally say yes. We leave that up to the client because it's their pet and we can't be responsible. We haven't tested it for years. But what we do have is years of testimonials from customers that give us the assurance that these products work. And a lot of people are throwing out fear of, graphene oxide, and has nothing to do with carbon 60. So if you get those questions, there's nothing about us that has to do with bots or flat sheet of graphene. This is a buckyball. And those two don't intersect. Those sciences are two completely different. Friend, enemy. The friend is the ESS60. And the difference between ESS60 and C60, which most companies sell, is that it's questionable. C60 could be industrial grade for what Chris said, tires, ink, batteries, solar cells. People shouldn't be taking that. So we, as the only lab in the world, 31 years manufacturing it, upgraded the process in the last half a dozen years to make a much cleaner product that we know is guaranteed to be safe for humans and pets. That's what we sell, is ESS60. So when people write to us and say, oh, I've heard bad things about C60 for humans, it's like, don't take C60, take ESS60, which is made for you and your pets, and you'll get rave reviews.
Yeah, and it's all natural, 100% all natural. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And that's what we're all about. That's what I'm all about too. Go natural, because this is what God, creator, has made us forth, in his or her own vision. And just wonderful. So thank you both so much for what you do and taking the time out of your busy schedules, both of you. So you go to c60evo.com is the website. And we'll go back to that website right now, and you go /soul, and it'll take you to a page where you just scroll down about halfway down the page, and you'll find the C60 Evo pet lover sets. And that is the food grade consumable ESS60 oil that's in here. You've got the salmon, you've got the bacon flavors, and then you also have the pet sampler and the cat lover set or dog lover set for you too. So you can take it as well in either the capsule form, or as you saw Chris earlier, toss it right back. It's so wonderful. And we thank you so much for what you all do. Look forward to having you folks back on the show, and many blessings, and have a great day, everybody. And by the way, when you go to checkout, you can enter a code SOUL, and the code SOUL, I think there's a discount with that one, right?
Yes.
Am I correct?
You
Yeah.
get another 10% off if you mention Brad's code, which is SOUL.
That's right.
And no matter how many discounts you get when you make a purchase, you'll get another 10% off. I did want to mention that we have an incredible group of holiday gift sets where you get a bunch of products together. We've got the dog gift family and we've got the cat gift family, but you save 15% off every item when you buy collections, and they're available now through the holidays. And when we ship, everything's in beautiful, different colored tissue paper. So if you want to buy gifts for people, it's effortless. You just give us their address and you send them a note. You're going to get a gift from me from C60 Evo. When they open the clean white box, it's just full of beautiful wrapped products. So check out our holiday gifts, and even those that are 15% off. If you buy one, then you'll be able to stick in Brad's code SOUL and get another 10% off. We also sell dozen quantities. If there's vets out there that would like to stock up, you get 25% off if you buy a dozen of one product. And great secret, buy a dozen, use Brad's code, and you'll get another 10% off. The only other thing that we offer that is constant is subscriptions. And if you sign up for a monthly subscription, you'll get 20% off every order. And if you don't love it, just cancel at any time. But it's a nice opening discount, 20% off. And again, Brad's code, and you'll get 10% off your first order by using SOUL in the checkout.
Excellent job. And this is American made. This is a patriotic business. It ships around the world as well. So it's not limited to my friends and family and brothers and sisters in Canada, in Australia, especially with what we're going through, and helping your pets have an abundant life, right? As well as yourself in all levels. So thank you both so much for coming on. Put it out, folks. Many blessings on behalf of myself and the Bling Buddha, who's firing red pills from his 9mm with a Punisher tattoo over his left breast to save the children. We invite you to check out these products. Go to c60evo.com/soul. Give it a shot. I highly recommend it. I've just passed my 1-year anniversary of taking this myself, as well as my loved ones in my life love it as well too. So, you're also right from me to you. It works. It's wonderful. And I hope you'll enjoy it as well. Bye-bye and many blessings. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us on the program, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, follow, subscribe, share this with 9 friends and family. And of course, if you enjoy our Blinged Buddha firing red pills from his 9mm, let us know.